Cricket is a sport built on passion, rivalry, pride, and emotion. But every once in a while, an incident goes beyond the boundary ropes and becomes a moment that defines sportsmanship. The recent controversy between South African captain Temba Bavuma and Indian fast-bowling superstar Jasprit Bumrah is exactly that kind of moment. It grabbed headlines not only because it involved two of the most respected names in world cricket, but also because of what followed. A powerful, match-winning innings that shut down everything louder than any press conference could. What happened on day one at Eden Gardens was simple but explosive. A stump mic captured Jasprit Bumrah and Rishabh Pant, referring to Bavuma using the Hindi word Bauna, meaning dwarf or short guy, during a discussion about a possible DRS review. In an age of hyper-connected social media and instant outrage, the clip went viral within minutes. Fans were divided, headlines were brutal, and the moment became the talking point of the entire test match. But instead of responding with anger or engaging in a war of words, Temba Bavuma chose something much more powerful. He responded with cricket. And not just any cricket. He delivered one of the most composed, courageous, and decisive captain's innings by a visiting batter on Indian soil in more than a decade. His unbeaten 55-run masterclass in the fourth innings did more than win a match. It won respect. This is the full story of the controversy, the backlash, the sportsmanship, and the innings that turned a moment of disrespect into a global lesson in dignity. What really happened behind the microphone? The first test between India and South Africa was already carrying enormous pressure. India was playing at home, with expectations sky high, while South Africa entered the series with resilience but underdogs on paper. On the opening day, while Bavuma was batting, a stump mic fragment captured Bumrah and Pant, discussing height while debating a review. The exact words were interpreted by many as mocking Bavuma's height. In a sport where stump microphones have ended careers, ignited controversies, and revealed candid sledges, this new clip spread like wildfire. Fans from South Africa, India, and around the world reacted instantly. Some called it casual banter blown out of proportion. Others labeled it inappropriate, disrespectful, or even discriminatory. What made the situation even more sensitive was the fact that Temba Bavuma has often been unfairly targeted online due to his height. Despite being one of South Africa's toughest, most technically gifted batters and their test captain, this wasn't just about a word. It was about years of commentary and judgment the player had already endured. Suddenly, the match wasn't just about cricket. It became about respect. The cricket world reacts. Outrage, defenses, and debates. The clip triggered debates across every cricket forum and every social media platform. Fans questioned whether Bumrah crossed a line or whether the media exaggerated the issue. Analysts dissected every angle. Was it intentional? Was it typical sledging? Was it just dressing room humor said aloud? Indian fans, too, were divided. Many were disappointed that one of their biggest stars had said something that could be interpreted as disrespectful. Others defended Bumrah, arguing stump mics shouldn't be used to amplify private communication in the heat of a match. South African fans, meanwhile, rallied behind their captain. They highlighted how Bavuma had always carried himself with discipline, humility, and integrity. Even when facing criticism, racial undertones, or unfair expectations, the controversy overshadowed the cricket for a moment. But then Bavuma stepped in, not with words, but with bat in hand. Bavuma's response: silence, focus, and sheer class. Sometimes the most powerful statement is silence. Temba Bavuma did not respond to the comments publicly. He didn't complain, didn't react, didn't demand apologies, and didn't escalate the tension. Instead, he went to work. Across 2 days, as wickets fell around him on a slow, turning Eden Gardens pitch, Bavuma played one of the most technically sound and emotionally composed innings of his captaincy career. In the second innings, chasing a tricky target with the ball gripping and Indian spinners in full attack mode, Bavuma walked in under immense pressure. Pressure from the match situation, pressure from the controversy, and pressure from the expectations of an entire nation. Yet, nothing rattled him. His defense was compact, his footwork immaculate, his shot selection disciplined. He nullified Bumrah's reverse swing, smothered Jadeh's turn, and played Kuldeep Yadav with surgical precision. His 55 unbeaten knock wasn't just a score, it was a message. A message that words may sting, but performances speak louder. A message that respect isn't demanded, it's earned. Bavuma didn't just survive. He won the match for South Africa, guiding them to a famous 30-run victory, their first test win in India in 15 years. Every run he scored felt like a reply, not aggressive, not rude, but dignified. Bumrah's silent gesture and a moment of sportsmanship. After the match ended, cameras caught Jasprit Bumrah approaching Temba Bavuma. He put his arm around him, exchanged a few quiet words, and shared a smile. No microphones, no statements, no press drama. Whether it was an apology or simply a moment of respect, the world understood the meaning. Bumrah, known for being one of the most respectful players in international cricket, handled the situation like a professional. Bavuma accepted the moment with grace. The simplest gestures often carry the deepest meaning. Why Bavuma's innings meant more than just runs. Temba Bavuma has always carried an extra weight. Scrutiny, bias, expectations, and noise. As South Africa's first Black African Test captain, every innings he plays is watched through a different lens. Every failure is amplified. Every success is questioned. But this time, something changed. His 55 not out wasn't flashy. It wasn't explosive. It wasn't filled with highlight reel strokes. It was something more important, controlled, sophisticated, patient, and brave. It showed why he is the backbone of South Africa's test batting. It showed what leadership looks like under pressure. It showed why stats never tell the full story of a player's value. Most importantly, it showed that Bavuma's strength is not defined by height, but by heart, skill, and resilience. And that is why the cricketing world, regardless of nationality, praised him after this match. Even Indian fans admired his dignity and skill, acknowledging that he rose above the controversy with grace, a historic victory born from character. South Africa's win in India was monumental. No visiting team wins tests in India casually. It requires discipline, fearlessness, and tactical brilliance. Bavuma led all three. His innings will be remembered for years, not because of the controversy, but because of how he handled the controversy. His bat did not swing in anger. It swung in control. His victory didn't come with arrogance, it came with humility. In a world where controversies go viral and reactions become louder than actions, Bavuma showed what true sportsmanship looks like. He reminded everyone that leadership is not about shouting. It is about choosing the high road, even when the low one is tempting. The message. This incident leaves for cricket. The Bavuma Bumrah moment teaches cricket some important lessons. It reminds players that stump mics make everything global. Words matter. Jokes can be misinterpreted. Heat-of-the-moment emotions can turn into headlines. It reminds fans that cricketers, like everyone, make mistakes, but they also grow, learn, and resolve conflicts without drama. It reminds captains everywhere that dignity is not earned during victories. It is earned during storms. Bavuma walked through a storm and came out shining brighter. It reminds the world that the size of a player is not measured in inches, but in impact. And Bavuma's impact on this match, and cricket culture, was immense. A controversy that became an inspiration. In the end, this wasn't just a controversy. It became a story of respect, composure, maturity, and cricketing brilliance. Jasprit Bumrah may have sparked the headlines, but Temba Bavuma stole the spotlight. His unbeaten 55-run innings was more than a match-winning knock. It was a masterclass in leadership under pressure. It was a poetic reminder that grace is stronger than insult, and cricket is bigger than sledging. This test will be remembered for the noise around the stump mic. But history will remember what came after. Temba Bavuma, bat raised, 55 not out, walking off the field victorious, not just in the match, but in character. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most talked about cricket moments of the year, make sure you don't leave just yet. Hit that like button. And if you want more powerful cricket stories, controversies explained, tactical breakdowns, and dramatic match moments brought to life, then subscribe to the channel right now. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp and I'll see you in the next one.